They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. He'll have a first down past the 40. As they finally wrangle him in at the 48.
On that play, as you saw the route start to develop downfield, I got the sense that maybe the run would set up for him. And he took full advantage of it and got a big gain on a busted play.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll wind up being a huge loss on the play, and that's going to bring up a second and about a mile here. A give to Cook out of the gun. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
19 yards is the pickup there, but even with that, they're well short. It's fourth down.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. Rodgers going to go on fourth down. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. And a really unbelievable play there on fourth and long.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
And that's going to be caught. Touchdown NFC. DeAndre Hopkins there to make the grab. And the NFC takes it all the way down the field to score on their opening drive. Koo able to connect on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. On the return, Andre Roberts from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Mahomes in the AFC now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Now here's Mahomes. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's scooped up by the NFC. And he will take this back. A fumble return for an NFC touchdown. It gives some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so
and now they're going to fake it. And a little floater there is incomplete.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare him to do that?
What was that? Maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film when it was to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And they're able to get this one across the 35. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs. Second and 9 from the 44. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by Khalil Mack. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down.
Of course we think of Aaron Rodgers as a pocket passer, but you and I both know this guy's a pure athlete. He can get outside and make plays with his legs as well.
Yeah, showed it right there, outside of the pocket and on the money. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Flush to his right. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. A lot of work to get away and outside of the pocket, but no actual yardage there on the catch. It's 2nd down. Here's Rodgers to throw. Forced out to his left. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. They went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough 3rd down.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. He couldn't quite find the goal line, but a good run of 8 yards is going to make it an interesting 4th and goal now. Running for it, here's Cook. And this time he is in.
Yes.
Dalvin Cook punching it in from a yard away. And the NFC able to widen their advantage. Well, this defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And Roberts choosing not to bring this one out. The AFC offense set to take their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Mahomes' throw complete here to Waller. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And all the way in for the touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 53 yards. And the AFC able to cut into the lead. Justin Tucker for the extra point. That is good, and that'll make it 20-7. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it ends with an AFC touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Patterson going to bring this out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
Aaron Rodgers, he's getting ready to go again here on offense. He's been busy with his feet. He's been quite the scrambling man.
And obviously that can break down a defense, but a lot of it is just that they just get trapped with worrying about it so much that other things break down as well. You know, you break the huddle, and you're not just playing what comes out at you. You're like, oh, God, don't let him outside of the pocket. Don't let him beat us with his legs. And then he starts to beat you other ways.
The offense for the NFC ready to get their next drive started. They start the drive with Cook. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On 2nd and 12, Rodgers going for Metcalf on the deep ball. He's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Rodgers now to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. And this is Cook with a grab. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A final shot before half for Rodgers. So we have come upon, due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. The AFC going to get the ball first as we are back underway on EA Sports.
Roberts electing not to try it, and this will come out to the 25.
The AFC offense now set to start this 3rd quarter.
And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start calling back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
On 2nd down now, it's Henry. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Again, it's Henry. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away.
That's taken on the 25. A beautiful spin and room to run.
A good head-down running on the return. Gets about 15 yards.
And the NFC will take over 1st and 10. On play action. Now Rodgers completes it to Evan Ingram. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. They've done a good job on these receivers, pretty much held them in check. They're a little too close for comfort.
And you're always looking for a play to get you going, right? You're looking for someone to make one. But maybe this penalty, this pass interference call, that can help shake them loose.
So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll make it 2nd down. That's a jet sweep into the hands of Metcalf, and he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
I think the reason this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets the football.
Going to run the sweep here. This is Hopkins. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Joey Bosa so strong, able to fight his way in there to make the play.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
They're going to try the jet sweep on 3rd and long. And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
They're going to line up to go for this on 4th down. Rodgers stays on the field. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So that will wipe the 6 off the scoreboard.
And you talk about dampening a celebration. That's a touchdown pass that's going to be called back because of the penalty.
Running from the gun with Henry. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Henry again on 2nd down.
And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
And this is too far behind his man. He missed him. It's incomplete.
The AFC punt team out there now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. This is fielded at the 27. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give him 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here now the NFC to take over on offense. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
On 2nd down, Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And this one is incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Rodgers to throw for it on fourth. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. On first down, Rodgers. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. He sets to fire deep.
And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. Going deep for Hopkins.
And not nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's fourth down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. Rodgers now throwing on fourth down. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And his throw is incomplete.
His struggles finding open receivers continue. I don't know the last time I saw him this inconsistent throwing the football.
It would be hard to find a date when he was this inconsistent. You know, in his locker, he keeps the word poise printed on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. He needs to find that poise right now.
He certainly does. In fact, I would suggest he laminated.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Mahomes now to throw. Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. From midfield, here's Mahomes. Going back to Allen. He's got him again. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. And he cannot get rid of it. The NFC getting in there for the sack. Khalil Mack. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18.
Another try after the first down sack. Mahomes. They find some open field here. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20. A big play there on the catch and run.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better.
Touchdown! Mahomes hitting his favorite target